Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Taurus, February 25, 2025. You might enjoy bringing yourself to do something different or to act on an idea. You'll likely have a stronger sense of well-being as you do. While sensitivity in communications may not be as natural today, you can be quite effective and to the point. Mars turns direct today, ending its retrograde cycle that lasted over 2 months. This shift of direction helps clarify your desires. Life begins to smooth or straighten out. Ideally, you now have a better sense of what you want and don't. Mars is still in opposition to your sign until April 18th, and while straightforwardly dealing with others may have been challenging recently, relationship dynamics smooth over. You can deal with problems more directly as you advance. Some fireworks may be involved, but resolutions are also in the pipeline. Money-making projects are likely to pick up speed, especially those that involve a business partnership. The desire to move forward on a relationship matter can be intense, or you feel that you now have the psychological tools or enough information to go ahead. Ease back into action now for best results. Better vibes are here for your taking. This is because mighty Mars, the red planet of passion, sex, and drive, has returned to life across the sky from you in your solar house of relationships. He will remain here until April 2025. Partnership will become a top priority for you, encouraging you to find someone who mirrors your soul and dances in the same rhythm. However, if you're on rocky ground or determined to be single, this energy could instead manifest as conflicts and frustration in both you and other people. A compassionate exchange will encourage you to seek out something better. Talk about your professional commitments and relationships when Mercury in Pisces trines Mars retrograde in Cancer. You may have held your tongue long enough. Suppressing your emotions is not suitable for you, so let it all out when you talk to a trusted confidant today. Discussing everything that has happened and what has been bothering you will bring you much-needed clarity. You will know what to do with your professional arrangements moving forward, since Mars will station direct in Cancer shortly after. The body's need to eliminate waste is a need you are most probably aware of. When something is over or done, you usually want to move on. The two most important dietary measures to take to aid in waste elimination are drinking plenty of water and eating roughage. Big leafy greens like kale and hickory are wonderfully nutritious produce. There are also crisp apple varieties and dried fruits that are beneficial. Pay attention to how your body eliminates waste for information on what you need to eat. Don't be surprised if you find yourself feeling exceptionally lighthearted and cheerful today. This will no doubt be a result of this day that's at hand. This essence can bring a smile to even the glummest of faces, while encouraging fun with others. Try to leave the serious stuff behind for a while. Even if you have to put in a little time at the job, be sure to leave for home on time. Get out and enjoy yourself. When Mercury left Capricorn at the end of last month, having stayed on after your birthday month ended, this did more than just bring you to a point where you were ready to embrace this new solar. Because Pluto ended his 16-year visit in November, this left you with no planetary activity in Capricorn until later in the year, with just the moon's monthly visits. These monthly visits are the waypoints. That every 4 weeks will offer a chance to check in, and as the moon returns for the first of those visits today, it has never been more important to listen to your intuition, instincts and imagination. It is just as the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, are settling into their first weekend in your communications sector that Mars has come to a standstill ahead of his direct turn in your relationship sector tomorrow. In his last full day in retrograde motion, Mars is holding the doors open to the past, while on the communication front the planets there are looking to the future. This will help with the turnaround tomorrow, while today is helping to give the past and unsaid words a voice. Our eyes in the sky. After what may have felt like an endless struggle, a time filled with hesitation, emotional exhaustion, and a sense of being stuck in a loop, Mars stations direct in Cancer today, marking the end of its retrograde journey. This shift is like the first rays of sunlight breaking through after a long, stormy night. If you've been feeling drained, uncertain, or caught in cycles of doubt and second-guessing, you might now begin to sense a shift in your energy, a return to a state of clarity and determination. It's as if the fog has lifted, and the path ahead, though still requiring effort, now feels more attainable and less overwhelming. Have you ever woken up one day and suddenly felt a renewed sense of control over your life, as if something just clicked into place? That's the kind of energy today brings: a fresh start, a new rhythm, and a realization that progress is not only possible but already beginning to take shape. It's the moment where you stop looking backward and instead focus on what's next with a sense of purpose. Tasks that once felt tedious or insurmountable may now seem manageable, and your ability to set boundaries and express your needs could feel more natural. If you've been holding back emotions, particularly frustration or unresolved tension, Mars direct encourages you to acknowledge and release them in a healthy, constructive way. It's not about acting impulsively but about giving yourself permission to process these feelings and move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. Have you ever been surprised by how much lighter you feel after simply expressing what's been on your mind? Today offers that kind of relief. It's also important to take a moment to reflect on what you've learned during the retrograde period. Instead of rushing ahead, ask yourself, what patterns have emerged in your relationships, career, or personal growth? What lessons have you encountered that you may not have fully processed yet? Sometimes, our greatest insights come not in the midst of struggle but in the moments just after, when we finally have the perspective to see how far we've come. Now is the time to integrate those lessons and let them shape your next steps. With Mars gaining momentum, you might start viewing the world through a clearer lens. The things that once felt confusing or out of reach could suddenly begin to make sense, and decision-making becomes more intuitive. If you've experienced moments of doubt recently, trust that the clarity you've been seeking is now within reach. Have you ever had a moment where everything seemed to align, and you just knew what you needed to do? That kind of realization is more likely to happen now, especially if you remain open to new insights. This is also a time to share what you've learned with those around you, whether through meaningful conversations, creative expression, or simply being more open about your experiences. The things you've gone through, your challenges, your growth, your discoveries could be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. Have you ever noticed how sharing your story can inspire or bring clarity to someone else? Your words and experiences hold power, and today is a great day to use them for connection and understanding. As your energy starts to increase, remember that balance is key. When Mars shifts, it can feel like an internal fire reigniting, but that doesn't mean you have to sprint forward without rest. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to your physical and mental well-being. Are there any habits that no longer serve you? This is an ideal moment to make small but impactful changes, adjusting your daily routine, being mindful of your nutrition, or carving out time for self-care. Even simple acts like spending time in nature, moving your body, or drinking more water can significantly improve your overall well-being. Communication also takes on a more powerful role today. You may find it easier to express your thoughts with confidence, and others are more receptive to your ideas. If you've been avoiding a difficult conversation, now is a good time to address it with honesty and clarity. Have you ever had someone unexpectedly seek your advice, and in the process of helping them, you realized just how much you've grown yourself? Today presents opportunities for those kinds of exchanges, where supporting others can also reinforce your own understanding of your journey. Intellectually, you might feel sharper and more engaged, making it a great time for problem-solving, learning, or diving into discussions that challenge and expand your thinking. You may feel a renewed curiosity, a desire to explore new perspectives, or even take the lead in conversations. If you've been contemplating a new project or considering an opportunity, trust that you have the insight and determination to see it through. Leadership, however, isn't just about pushing forward, it's also about listening. Have you ever been in a conversation where a simple shift in perspective changed everything? That kind of breakthrough energy is present today, so be open to collaboration and new ideas.